Thank you for being here today. We all strive for visibility, money, impact, and authority, yet hesitate when it's time to expand. You say you want to be visible, you say you want more money, more impact, more authority, but when it's time to fully take up space, you hesitate, you dim slightly, you over explain, you make yourself more digestible, and you call it strategy. But what if it's fear? You've been told be confident, speak up, own the room. But no one addressed the deeper layer. Taking up space changes power dynamics, and your nervous system knows that because visibility invites projection, criticism, envy, disapproval. So part of you wants expansion, and part of you wants safety. Taking up space is not volume, it's not dominance, it's not aggression. Space is holding eye contact without shrinking, saying your price without flinching, letting silence exist after you speak, not rushing to fill discomfort. Space shifts hierarchy. And if you were conditioned to preserve harmony, you learned not to disrupt hierarchy. At some point, being fully expressed cost you something. Maybe you were called intimidating, too emotional, too opinionated, too intense. So you calibrated, you became impressive but controlled, capable but contained. You learned I can expand, just not too much. Here's the polarizing part. Achievement can hide self abandonment. You became successful, educated, strategic, but did you become fully self permitted or did you just become highly acceptable? There's a difference. This is the identity fracture we dismantle inside Unapologetic, the self silencing reset. Because taking up space is not a communication issue, it's a worth issue. If your body still equates visibility with threat, you will unconsciously shrink. Details are below. Now let's go deeper. When you're about to expand, raise your prices, post boldly, state a boundary. Your body scans. Will I lose belonging? Will I lose approval? Will I lose safety? If your system links expansion with loss, you will self sabotage subtly. You'll procrastinate, overthink, polish endlessly, not laziness, protection. Let's make this practical. Women who don't take up space, underprice, overdeliver, avoid positioning boldly, hesitate to lead. Space correlates with income, authority correlates with embodiment. If you shrink energetically, you cap financially, not because you're incapable, because you're still negotiating worth. Here's something you can practice today. When you enter a room, physical or virtual, instead of scanning for who has power, notice where you collapse. Straighten your spine, slow your breath, hold your gaze 1 second longer than usual. Don't perform dominance, just don't retract. Your nervous system learns through repetition. Taking up space will feel uncomfortable. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Your body might interpret expansion as threat, but discomfort is not danger. And until you separate those two, you will keep shrinking. Imagine you post without over editing, you state your boundaries cleanly, you increase your rates calmly, you allow disagreement without panic, not because you forced confidence, because your identity shifted, you no longer equate visibility with loss. If you're tired of shrinking in subtle ways, if you're done negotiating your presence, if you're ready to expand without apologizing for it, unapologetic is where that work happens. Inside unapologetic, the self silencing, reset, we rewire the nervous system around visibility, dismantle self silencing identity patterns, rebuild ontological worth, install embodied authority. This isn't about becoming louder, it's about becoming steady. The link is below, and before you go, comment one place where you still shrink. Naming it is the beginning of expansion.